Hello and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Prashant Mavani. I hope you all are doing good, my dear friends. Today we are going to talk about Indian diplomacy, and then we have other important news items as well. But before that, I would like to share a good news with you guys. Big Christmas sale is going on at present. Flat 60% off is available on all our pen drive and tablet courses. You can check out demo lectures. You can get all important information regarding our pen drive and tablet courses from StudyIQ.com. If you have any question or queries regarding it, if you have any doubts regarding it, you can feel free and give us a call on the numbers that you can see on your screen. Mind you that this flat 60% off is going to last till 25th December only, so make the most out of it. Now, in our previous discussion, we were talking about President Nath Kovindji's visit to this country called Myanmar, and on his second day, he is in this place called Yangon, right? We talked about Act East, we have talked about neighborhood first, and today we are going to throw some more light on this Act East and neighborhood first. India has said, or President of India has said this thing in Myanmar, in Yangon, that when we are talking about Act East, when we are talking about neighborhood first, our main focus is we are not just limited to our own development, right? We are equally paying attention to development of our neighbors, our partners, and we strongly believe that growth and development for all is important for the you can say this flourishment of our country India. Without if we have a poor Pakistan or disturbed Pakistan, if we have poor and disturbed Bangladesh, Nepal, Myanmar, then that's not going to help us, right? If we have, you can say, developed Pakistan, developed Sri Lanka and other countries, right, of SAARC, if we have developed nations around us, then that's going to be beneficial for our country as well. Now, opportunities have been expanded. Earlier on, our main focus when it comes to India and Myanmar bilateral relationship was concerned, it was more about trade, investment, but now we have diversified our basket. Together, today, these two countries are engaging with each other in energy and electrical grids, communications, transport, people-to-people ties, and other things. India shares its expertise by building infrastructure, creating capacities, and setting up institutions. I'll give you a small example of this one. Take example of Afghanistan and India's relationship, what we have built for them, and we are talking about our expertise here. Remember, right, that India shares its expertise. These are the words said by President. So when we talk about Afghan and India's relationship, and when we go through this whole gamut, we find that we have built their parliament. Parliament building that Afghanistan government is using, we have constructed that thing. When it comes to this big dam for irrigation and for electricity production, that is known as, earlier on it was known as Salma Dam, but this name was changed by Afghanistan itself. Afghanistan was very much delighted by this India's help in this construction of this dam, and now it is known as India-Afghanistan or Afghanistan-India Friendship Dam. So what we are doing here, when we are constructing parliament building, when we are constructing dam, this is going to help farmers of Afghanistan. When we are constructing this building, that is going to build democratic roots or democratic roots will penetrate a bit deeper in Afghanistan and its society. Then we are helping them with security. We are not providing them guns and things. What we are doing is we are training their soldiers and police personnel. We are building education institutions over there. We are building hospitals over there. We are providing hospital facilities to them. We are providing food and other things to them. So what we are doing here is we are directly, engaged in those activities that will build Afghanistan's capacity and people's capacity. And when you visit, if you are an Afghani national, and if you visit a school, or if your kid is visiting a school and you find that that particular school is built by India, and when the child will grow up tomorrow when that particular child will become citizen of Afghanistan and an adult citizen, at that point of time, that child will, have always this thing in his or her heart that he or she has got education from a school that was built by India. And it's not that we are trying to overtake any country. It's not about colonizing a country. It's coming out from genuine relationship, a genuine relationship, and this belief that development of everyone is important. Poverty anywhere in the world is poverty for the whole world. So I hope things are clear. What we are trying to create here is people to people contact, long-term relationship, right? Not short-term relationships. We are engaged and we believe in this long-term relationship. So something similar you will find. This is the knack of India, right? Whenever you will find India is engaged with any country, may it be neighborhood or may it be any other country, you will find that India will, particularly those countries which are getting help from our country, you will find a very soft approach of our country. Even the loans that we give, we will give them money, or will say that we are going to give you this much, and then they will transfer this money to them. Now it's up to their government. They will decide how they are going to spend that money. With China, things are a bit different. Here, President has said this thing, that all the projects that are executed by India, we have to make sure, and we do make sure, that they do not create any sort of unsustainable burdens on our partners, right? Our approach is in line with the priorities of our partners. So if our partner, or here in this case, if Myanmar is saying that we need more school buses, right, then we'll give money for school buses. If we are giving money, we will not ask questions as far as they tell us, like they are going to use it for this and that, right? We need that information. That's a bit practical, but we will not push our envelope. We'll not say that you have to, if you are building this school here, then allow our Indian companies to construct things over here. No, we don't do that. We don't push this sort of thing. So this has earned us, what we have got from this approach is we have accumulated soft power, right? And that's soft power is the real power. It's a power from, it's an emotional bond that we have. It's a bond. It's a relationship, right? That's very difficult to break. And this is our expertise. Like Russia is famous for weapons, right? So it will provide weapons it has provided weapons to us, and many times it has stood there for us. So even though it is a hard power, this soft portion that you find in this relationship, because they were there, they were standing next to us, they were supporting us when we were in a little bit of trouble. So this is something that we don't forget, right, as Indians. So that's the thing, right? So enough with soft power now. I'm sure things are clear to you. It was the most important concept for you guys to understand as far as geopolitics is concerned. Now we will talk about this thing that you can see on your screen. It's again in this city called Yangon, and it's known as Martyrs Mausoleum, and our president paid a floral tribute here to the veterans of Indian National Army, right? That was started by, remember, Subhash Chandra Bose played a very important role, and our Prime Minister, beg your pardon, our president is going to meet a person over there. His name is Shri K.A. Perumal, and Shri K.A. Perumal is some 90-year-old gentleman. He is a veteran of this Indian National Army, and after that, president is going to visit this Swedagon pagoda. That is SHWEDAGON and PAGODA. I hope my spelling is right. Yes, Swedagon pagoda. Now, president distributed soil health cards as well. And this is the first time that soil health cards are being used in Myanmar. And he's going to visit this Kali temple, and he's also going to pay his respect to this mausoleum of Bahadur Shah Zafar, an iconic figure during this uprising of 1857. On your screen, you can see a girl, right? She is daughter of our country. Her name is Miss Maroney Ma Sinha, and Maroney Ma Sinha is an outstanding girl, right? She is very brave, and she used to be a volleyball player, but in a train accident, she lost her leg, and after that, she went through pain and things, but the way she has bounced back is really inspiring for every one of us. And she is in news because she got a tricolor flag from Prime Minister Modi, because she is heading towards this Mount Vinson that is in Antarctica, and Mount Vinson is the tallest peak of Antarctica. This girl here, Maroney Ma, she has surmounted, or she has been to this 5 highest peaks in 5 continents. She has been to this Everest as well, and this is after her accident. So using this prosthetic, right, she has been there. So you can imagine it's not that easy. Born Again on the Mountain is a famous book. Unfortunately, I haven't gone through the book yet, but hopefully I will in near future. And in Hindi it is known as Everest Ki Beti, and I think this book is translated in various different languages as well, but I'm sure it's going to be very inspiring. This story of this Maroney Ma Sinha is going to inspire so many of us, and this book will help you a lot with your interview preparation. So this biographies and autobiographies, right, they help you with your personality development. So do go through this sort of books whenever you come across it. I have gone through one book similar to it. Similar, when I say the subject was Mount Everest, it is Think Everest, written by an IPS officer. I cannot remember his name now. It's been a couple of years I have gone through that book, but that book was interesting as well. So that's everything about it. Now the thing is, you have got this information that Mount Vinson is the highest peak in Antarctica. So we know in Asia or in the world it is Mount Everest. Some of you will be aware about Africa, that Mount Kilimanjaro is the highest peak of Africa. But what about America? What about North America? What about South America? What about Europe? What about Australia? You need to find out names of these highest peaks. They are pure general knowledge items, but you find this sort of questions many times in your national level exams as well. So they are fun facts, right? So just go through it in your free time, but keep this thing in mind that you have to do this bit of homework, and if you know the answer, then stick it in the comment section. Now, Department of Space has got a small update for us. We have 2 updates coming from Department of Space. The first one is that ISRO and Roscosmos. So Roscosmos is Russia's space agency. Our is ISRO, and theirs is Roscosmos. So together, these 2 agencies have signed MOU on 5th October 2018 on joint activities in the field of human spaceflight program, and specific missions to ISS, that is International Space Station, on Soyuz have not been included in this MOU. This information was provided in written reply by our Dr. Singh in Lok Sabha. Second item again coming from Dr. Singh, and it is about the 75th anniversary of Indian independence, when the nation will be celebrating the 75th anniversary of our independence. At that point of time, or in that year, we are going to launch a space mission, right? A manned space mission. This is going to be the first manned mission that will be launched by our country, and we are going to use this GSLV Mark III for launching this mission, and it will be launched from Sriharikota, 400-kilometer low Earth orbit approximately. It will be sent over there, and maximum mission planning is for 7 days. So that's again a small yet important update regarding our manned mission to space. And let's hope that it's said that we are going to send some 3 astronauts. So let's hope that at least 1 astronaut is a lady, right? If we have more than 1, then that's fine as well, right? But at least 1 we can expect. But again, we have to keep this thing in mind that we cannot just have males and females. We cannot just say that we need to send this many males and females. There are so many other technical things, right? It's not about male and female. It's more about who is trained, how much he or she is aware about things, and the experience and the training, and there are so many things. It's a rocket science, right? So let's move on to next item, and this one is important too. Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare has got this update for us that Indian Council of Agricultural Research ICAR has approved registration of record 15 new breeds of livestock and poultry this year alone, taking the total registration 40 during this 2014. So in this 4 years we have registered 40 breeds, so on an average 10 breed per year, but this year is exceptional. We have registered 15 new breeds. And then you have cattle breeds, so one is Ladakhi, so from the name itself you can get it that it is from Jammu and Kashmir. The reason why I'm taking you through this state as well as breed is because if you are preparing for, in case, state level exams, state level Public Service Commission exams like BPSC, that is Bihar Public Service Commission, or GPSC, that is Gujarat Public Service Commission, etc., etc., then they ask you this sort of questions, right? So if you are coming from Jammu and Kashmir, then you should be absolutely clear about this Ladakhi breed and its inclusion in this ICAR. Maharashtra and Goa, Konkan, Kapila. Then buffaloes, right? Buffalo breeds. We have Luit. It's from Assam and Manipur. Bargur is Tamil Nadu. Chhattisgarh, we have Chhattisgarhi, we have that one from Chhattisgarh. We have one sheep breed, and this one is from Gujarat, and it is known as Panchali. We have 6 goat breeds, and you have this, when I say 6, I mean we are talking about this 15 new breeds, right? So, and 6 new goat breeds that are added on this list. You have Kahmi from Gujarat, Rohilkhandi from Uttar Pradesh, Assam Hill, that is from Assam and Meghalaya, Bidri from Karnataka, Nandi Durga, Karnataka, Bakharwali, that's again from Bakharwali. Bakharwali is from Jammu and Kashmir. We have one pig breed, that is Ghura, and donkey breed from Gujarat, that is Halari, and chicken breed is Uttara, that is from Uttarakhand. All these breeds are native breeds of our country, and they are renowned for heat tolerance. They are native breeds of various different states, and basically they are from our country, isn't it? So they are more used to it. Means their whole structure, their anatomy and everything is designed, of course, naturally, keeping in mind, or it's the whole adaptation has been in line with nature or geography. So that's local geography. So they are more heat tolerance or cold tolerance, and they have this disease resistance in them, and they can thrive on low input system. And we have about 15 of total cattle population of the world. Out of that, 15% is here in our country. 57% of total buffalo population is in our country here, and 17% of goats, 7% of sheep, and 4.5% of chicken population is here in our country. We have one Rashtriya Gokul mission as well, and more than 2,000 crore has been allocated for this mission. And one of the most important thing about this mission is that it's focused on improvement as well as conservation of our indigenous breeds, right? And it goes for all cattle, right? It's not just about buffalo or goat or anything. Looks after everything, right? Or our domesticate animals, not dogs and cats, but more of this sort of milk animals. Agriculture and Farmers Welfare has got one more update for us, and there is no evidence of change in weather pattern over the country. But when it comes to natural calamities, right, it is the state government that is primarily responsible. So keep this small information in your mind. That's it. Apart from that, we don't have anything important in that news item. But this one is important because it is something that you don't find with every country. India has got its first fly-away deep sea submarine research, rescue system. This rescue system, the submarine rescue system, can help us with our evacuation process, or if a submarine is in distress, or if it is stuck somewhere, and if it is, if you have reached a point where you have to evacuate the crew member on board, then this submarine rescue system can help us. We have 4 different you can say class of submarines that, or categories of submarines that we are using. One is Shindu Ghosh, then we have Shishumar, Kalvari. Kalvari is a Malayali word, and Kalvari stands for shark, and nuclear powered submarine. So we have these 4 different submarines, categories of submarines, and they go very deep, they go very far. So this particular rescue system, it is so good that you can take it on board on a big jumbo plane, or maybe on using a truck or big vehicle, and you can use it on ship as well. So the transportability or mobilization is a bit easy, from one place to another place, and it can rescue some 14 personnel, and it can go down up to 650 meters. So that's not bad, right? That's a good range. And this makes our country, or we have joined a select league of nations worldwide with the sovereign capability in flyaway configuration to search, locate and rescue crew from disabled submarines. For this next item that we have, small update yet important, and it is about Ministry of coming from Ministry of Finance. We have Customs Act of 1962, and under Section 14 of this Customs Act 1962, Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs notifies the rate of exchange for the purpose of conversion of foreign exchange to Indian rupees and vice versa for assessment of imports and exports. And it is in news because 2 more currencies, namely Korean won and Turkish lira, are now included in this list. So keep this thing in mind in case if you find a question asking you to identify or give names of those 2 currencies that are part of, you can say, that are on board now or recently added. So this is Turkish lira and Korean won. Next, we have Ministry of Heavy Industries and Public Enterprises, FAME India. FAME stands for Faster Adoption and Manufacturing of Hybrid and Electric Vehicles in India. And this FAME India scheme was launched on 1st April 2015. One of the main purposes is to push or promote electric vehicles in public transportation, as well as encourage adoption of EVs by individuals or by families. And now the scheme, which was initially up to 31st April 2017, has been extended up to 31st March 2019, or till notification of FAME 2. Whichever is earlier, it is extended till that point of time. 100% FDI by automatic route is permitted in our country, and it's in automobile sector, right? It is permitted in our country. Automatic route in automobile sector is permitted in our country. So you don't need to ask permission if our local company wants to form a partnership with a foreign company, and if they want to build an EV new car altogether, then they are allowed to do this thing. And the reason why we don't have this sort of barriers is because we want more companies and world knowledge and investment to come here, and we want them to build cars over here, and then we can use it and things like that. So this is one of the main reason, and we have also started our pilot scheme, right? Where we are running some 455 electric buses for 9 cities in pilot scheme. And there are 44 which got interest from 44 cities seeking 3,144 electronic buses. So the purchaser, how it works in this FAME India scheme is, if you are a purchaser, let's say, and if you visit a showroom to buy an EV or a hybrid car or vehicle, right, then say, for example, if the vehicle costs you 5 lakh rupees, then a portion will be paid by government. So this is how it is encouraging people to purchase this vehicle. Now, Ministry of Defense 18th meeting of this India-Russia Intergovernmental Commission on Military Technical Cooperation took place between both these countries. We have talked about just simple things about improving relationship and upgrading relationship and military sales and things like that. So it's just a small update. Let's move on to last yet most important item of the day. Revised guidelines for groundwater extraction notified to be effective from 1st June 2019. For the first time in our country, we are going to get this water conservation fee, And this is about groundwater extraction. When it comes to groundwater extraction, whatever we are extracting, 90% is used for irrigation purpose. This is unhealthy, not sustainable at all. And 10% we are using for domestic as well as industrial purpose, drinking, domestic and industrial purpose. The thing is, India is the largest user of groundwater in the world, and we are extracting 25% of global groundwater. And I'm not sure how many of you are aware about this thing, but a very interesting fact: total groundwater extracted by China plus USA. Now remember, China is a very populated country, big country. USA, industrial and a big country. So total groundwater extracted by China and USA is less than water that is extracted by our country. With this, dear friends, I have to say goodbye to you. Now you can download the PDF of today's lecture from my FB page and Twitter handle. Please make sure that you share this lecture with other students. If you have enjoyed this lecture, if you have learned something from today's discussion, then please don't forget to hit the like button. And I'll see you tomorrow. Till then, enjoy your studies. God bless you all. Jai Hind.